everybody, welcome to MotoGP in 2021. It is the fourth round of the championship, the Spanish Grand Prix here at Jerez. In the championship standings, it's very close between Fabio Quartararo and Maverick Vinales. We've all had Yamahas winning this year, with Quartararo doing the double with Vinales as well. This is going to be a close one. Today on pole position, it's Fabio Quartararo. Now, we were supposed to bring you coverage of the Moto E race, however that has been moved to 2:30 and will have its own show later on in the week. It's going to be a good one. Thanks for your company then throughout today. Let's get started with all of the action from the practice sessions that took place on Friday and Saturday. So on to the first practice session then, and five, yes, count them, five manufacturers all inside the top five as well. 17 riders split by 0.8 of a second, but it was Red Bull's KTM and Brad Binder who led the way early on as well. A fantastic effort by them. It was a difficult start for them for 2021, but they've brought it back up as well. The first two circuits, two in Qatar, one in Portimao, Portugal. Now we're back on a circuit that they all test at regularly. It is a wonderful atmosphere out there as well. Espargaro being FP1's fastest man for most of the session. However, before being bumped down, Marquez was quick, but not quick enough. He was still down 0.4 overall as well. But it was a good session overall with Binder, Espargaro, Marquez top three, followed by Bagnaia, Quartararo, Zarco, Oliveira, Paul Espargaro, and Maverick Vinales, and the champion Joan Mir separating them out in the top 10. On to free practice 2 then, and Bagnaia was absolutely flying on the Ducati, like we've seen on Fridays this year. It seems that Ducati's got early race pace, but just can't make it later on. So keep an eye out for them as well. Great job, though, from Bagnaia to go top overall, a 1:37.209 overall as well. Quartararo only within touching distance of the 2019 Moto2 champion. He was a 10th off the pace. Still got a lot of work to do. Morbidelli was faster the weekend with 20 minutes to go. However, that was beaten, as we said. It's looking quite good. Aprilia in Angelucci as well. Bagnaia to come along blitzed as well. Aprilia not looking too bad at the moment, I think is the fair word to say as well. They're going to look okay. Top 10 then for combined would see Bagnaia, Quartararo, Aleix Espargaro, Morbidelli, Vinales, Nakagami, Oliveira, Rins, Zarco and Binder overall as well. You can see the times alongside me there as well. An interesting Friday. Let's see what happened then in Saturday. Saturday came and it was a big one for Marc Marquez in that third practice session. Coming out of turn 7, dropped the inside front of the bike, flew off at 120 miles an hour into the wall, and horrific accident out there as well for Marc Marquez. Luckily, he's okay. He was taken to the medical centre for some checks and then led to the hospital for scans, but he was riding in FP4 and took part in qualifying as well. But Marquez is the biggest one. But Nakagami topped an extraordinary FP3 session, 0.098, so less than 1/10 of a second separated the top 7 overall as well. It was an incredibly interesting session. Quartararo, he was the first one to better Bagnaia's time from Friday, 1:37.010. Then Morbidelli ahead of Bagnaia, followed then by Mir showing the hand as well. Suzuki looking incredibly good out there. Morbidelli looking incredibly close as well. Fantastic little running orders throughout the session as well. As we already said, the checker flag came out. Nakagami, Quartararo, Bradl and Mir were all definitely going to go through to Q2 as well. 1:37.083. Only less than 1/10 separated, 0.098. Unbelievable. The top 10 combined then, and the riders going through into Q2 would be Nakagami, Quartararo, Bradl, Mir, Aleix Espargaro, Vinales, Morbidelli, Bagnaia, Zarco, Rins. Notice, no Marc Marquez, no Valentino Rossi. Once again, they have to go through the first part of qualifying. FP4 has been described as a crash fest. Yeah, you heard me right. A crash fest. Unbelievable amount of drama that happened in that session. Quartararo was fastest overall with a Yamaha 1-2 in FP4. Quartararo ahead of Maverick Vinales in the standings as well. In the gravel trap, Aleix Espargaro twice in the turns 2 and 13 complexes as well. Salvadori having to pick himself up at turn 9. Rins off at 5. Paul Espargaro had a carbon copy of what happened to Marc Marquez in FP3 down at turn 7 as well. Thankfully, both uninjured, but not great. 2 crashes already going into that one, but everybody was okay going into that one as well. There's the times alongside. Yamaha 1-2 in free practice 4. It's been eventful this weekend, but it hasn't really been that eventful, if you get my drift. Right then, let's see what happened when we went to qualifying. Franco Morbidelli then and Brad Binder went through in part in qualifying 1 as well. He was ahead, a 136.916. He got himself into Q2 as well as Brad Binder as well. However, it was bad news as well for the rest of the riders starting right at the back. Repsol of Paul Espargaro and Marc Marquez out. Miguel Oliveira out as well of the session as well. They're all starting right at the back of the field, as well as, unfortunately, Valentino Rossi as well. An unusual situation there going forward, but you can see the grid for you as well. Here is the pole position. A fantastic result as well. Fabio Quartararo taking pole position on 136.775, an incredible performance, followed by Franco Morbidelli and Jack Miller completing that first row of the grid. Miller's looking incredibly close. The top 3 separated by a tenth of a second. It's unbelievable. The top 2, Quartararo and Morbidelli, separated by 0.057 at the line. Bagnaia, Nakagami, Zarcos, the second row, row 3. Vinales, Aleix Espargaro, Rins, and the fourth row, Mia, Binder and Bradl as well. Stefan Bradl now getting a ride on the Honda HRC, with Marc Marquez being back at the moment as well due to injuries and other riders, but in an amazing run and a turn of events as well in qualifying. Right, it's time to head up to the commentary box now and to join live coverage of this race. And as well, let's cross over now to the commentary box for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome out to the commentary box then for the MotoGP Spanish Grand Prix. We are almost all set to go. This is going to be an interesting race, you can count on that. The championship so far has been divided by several riders already, but it's the 2 Yamahas that are just so fast at the moment as they set off on their formation lap as we get ready to go. Let's give you the grid then and how it's going to look so far. You can see it alongside you on the monitor, and I'll talk you through it as the riders are on their formation lap. Fabio Quartararo on a pole position from Franco Morbidelli in second. Jack Miller starts third. The second row, Bagnaia, Nakagami, Zarco. Row 3, Vinales, Aleix Espargaro and Rins. Row 4, Mia, Binder, Bradl. Row 5, Paul Espargaro, Marc Marquez, Bastianini. Row 6, Oliveira, Rossi and Marini. Row 7, Petrucci alongside Alex Marquez, Lucanoa. And row 8, Salvadori. And returning to the championship is Tito Rabat as well, as he is maintained to be fit and ready to go. Megan Birch will be joining me in the commentary box, hopefully ASAP, to get going for this one. And the session almost ready to go then. Megan should be joining in the commentary box round about now. Ready for this one. As we're just getting all the information in. Join us with your comments as well on the YouTube stream. We've got that chat open in one box, live timing in the other. We can see everything ready and already out on the track. 25 laps ahead of us. Quartararo will lead them away. He won here, did the double last year, the Spanish Grand Prix and the Grand Prix of Andalusia as well. They're coming into the last corner already then. Hopefully Megan will be joining us. No idea. That girl can never keep time, honestly. She can never, ever keep any time. But, so no worries. I can hear the door coming. So she's going to walk in just as the lights are going to come on. Bagnaia is on 127 beats per minute, exactly the same as Fabio Quartararo. Better late than never, literally as the start lights go out. Megan, you're doing a James Hunt almost. What do you think of that?
Well, I got something to aspire to, Hannah.
Very nicely done. Right, are you ready then? The Spanish Grand Prix for MotoGP. Fabio Quartararo on pole position. Franco Morbidelli in the middle. The red lights are on, and when they go out, we are racing at Jerez. Good start from Quartararo, but Morbidelli immediately cuts through. But that Ducati of Jack Miller is so fast into turn one. His teammate Bagnaia going to try and tack the inside of Franco Morbidelli. Quartararo's dropped right back. Now he looks on the inside as well. Not going to work out. Ducati lead the way. Jack Miller is ahead of Franco Morbidelli. Bagnaia as well. Marc Marquez then rounds the corner that 9 months ago he failed to make and put him out with injury. So he's already on good standings in this race. He's down at the moment though in 12th place. He started down in 14th. So Marquez only making up 2 positions at the start. Great start from those Ducatis, Mega Boys. We head down to turn 6 at Dry Sack, named after the local wine vineyard around here. We can now start to see some of the accidents begin to turn up because it's so tight on the inside. Look at that. So many movers as Marquez goes through, passing several riders. Zarco, Rins, Pol Espargaro, Binder, throw it up the air. Marquez is passing them.
That's a lot of drama.
A lot of drama, especially at the start.
Also, there's a lot of greenery around this place.
Well, it is Spain, but I know what you mean. There's a lot more green. It's
like,
an old school style track,
it's
track
like
isn't
on
it,
a
Jerez?
track, you don't expect much greenery to be around the track, though. There is.
Call it Jerez, call it Jerez. It is the Circuit de Jerez. Oh, and the brother of Marc Marquez, Alex Marquez, has crashed out of the race. So Alex is already down on the deck. The airbag's gone off as well. He looks like he's okay. Turn 8 as well. That's a heavy one to go down at. That is down at the Curva Aspar. So it's a fast left-hander corner. That's where Mark went down yesterday, actually, in practice 3. So both of the brothers decided to make a bit of a leap for it into turn 1. Good start at the moment. Jack Miller leads the way. He's up 2 places from where he started. Morbidelli second, Bagnaia third. Clean start for everybody as Bradl in between the 2. Repsol Honda's nearly getting it set up as well. Zarco moving up there, but Stefan Bradl really
Binder crashed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Binder's crashed. Yeah, Binder's crashed.
He moved down the order. I was just like, seriously.
Binder is down. I can't see where, though. It would have been at turn 1 or 2, wouldn't it? Where is it? Well, he's back off. It's down at turn 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the Curva Michelin. Yeah, turn 3. Michelin corner. As we see now on the inside, Quartararo trying to go around the outside at Dry Sack on Francesco Bagnaia. Can't put it off. That Yamaha we know has got great late race pace, but that Ducati has got fantastic early race pace. They can shoot off into the distance. They can work their tyres as that is a Marshall getting out of the way as there's still a lot of debris at turn 8 from the crash from Alex Marquez.
There is quite a lot of debris.
Who do you think is going to win this race then? We've had Vinales winning 1, Quartararo doing a double in Doha and Portimao. Who do you think is going to have it here? Is it Morbidelli on the other Yamaha?
I think maybe either Miller or Bagnaia.
Miller or Bagnaia seems a good shout at the moment. Quartararo is looking very racy and he's going on the inside, coming into the last corner, the Curva Lorenzo. So that is now a brilliant move for Quartararo. Up into 3rd place, 21 races left. Marini's running last overall as well. And the top 3 just continuing to set fastest time. Goes to Quartararo on a 1:38.474. Miller with clean air in the distance. I don't know if you're going to say something, but you're wearing a leather jacket and a jumper in a hot commentary box. How are you not boiling already?
Because I don't think it's hot.
All right, fair dues. I've been in here all morning. Megan.
I noticed I have chosen teammates.
Oh, you haven't, haven't you? Miller and Bagnaia, the Ducati teammates at the moment on the board. Clean start from everybody, though, at the moment, which is good. Now, Fabio Quartararo, as he goes for a move down to Dry Sack on Franco Morbidelli. Quartararo did have the best overall time in free practice 4, but it was Nakagami as fast there. Yeah, it's Rins. Rins is down there, and he's on the deck. He's just slid down in front.
Oh, debris.
Yeah, he's going to have to pick that out. The marshals will be out there. So Alex Rins on the Suzuki looks so strong in Doha. He's down on the deck, down in the turn 6 Dry Sack corner. And that is just, he just slipped off. He ran too wide out, slipped off on the inside, right-hand corner. And
if it was sped up and put on even framed, it would be a comedy.
Yeah. Lucky he wasn't a high side. We've seen nasty high sides. I can remember Pedrosa, Lorenzo and Marquez getting involved in an accident down there. First sector times at the moment lighting up for everybody at the moment. Rins has rejoined the race, so we're not just quite out of runners at the moment. He has got back in, which is great news.
Been a lot of crashes today.
Already. That's the factor as well.
We're 4 laps in.
4 laps in now, and it really is an old school track, and it really shows because the amount of accidents you can have here, and nasty accidents as well.
Which reminds me, when's the next Formula 1 race? Is it this weekend?
Yeah, you're not doing it, that's why.
Yeah, my mind's just gone like kaput.
Nicely,
what time is it?
Nicely put, actually, because an hour after this race ends, 3 o'clock British summer time, will be the Portuguese Grand Prix for Formula 1 as well. Ian Birch joins in commentary for that one. You're sort of a punditry role this weekend. You're drifting in and out, sending in voice notes, that sort of thing. It's going to be fun to have you in the commentary box, virtually, of course, as we see Quartararo looking to the inside of Jack Miller at the dry sack corner. Now, this is the part of the track as well. From what I can see, the top 6 have put medium front and rears on. The only riders to put soft fronts on with medium rear are Mia, Viñales, and Enea Bastianini. They've all put soft fronts on. At a hard abrasive track as this, 110 kilometres they've got to do on the soft front, they're going to be fast earlier on in the race, but as soon as that degradation starts hitting, bang, you're out. It's going to be another factor of, it's going to be a massive, massive accident. We've seen accidents. So the Moto 2 warm-up this morning got red flag for 25 minutes due to an accident. As now Quartararo goes for the race lead on the inside at turn 13 on Miller. And Quartararo, just like he did 9 months ago, wasn't it, when we last raced here? He takes the lead of the race, but Miller is immediately fighting back. The grunt of that Ducati not letting him go into turn 1. Quartararo goes through. Miller's now going to hold back on Mir as well. Megan?
I have just done one of those picking things, see who's going to crash next. One who's in 14th place, I can't say the last name. I can't pronounce it.
Alex Marquez, last place, that is Luca Alex Rins?
14th.
14th, Miguel Oliveira.
Oliveira.
There you go. And this is what happened down at turn 8 with Alex Marquez. Look for the... Oh, he just dropped it, didn't he? That's a nasty accident through the gravel as well. The bike violently rolling away, but he himself was just sort of skimping along on the gravel track. And that's Mia. Mia doing exactly what Rins did. His teammate going wide at turn 6, the dry sack corner. He did well to hold it on the bike there, actually. But Mia struggling. That's giving Nakagami the place up the inside.
Is it National Crash Day?
I think it must be. The amount of accidents we've seen this weekend, there's usually a tally that we have, but I think we're up to about 46 accidents we've had already this weekend across all classes. If you're wondering, by the way, where the coverage of the Moto E race was in the build-up to this programme, it isn't there at the moment because the simple factor is, due to the Moto 2 warm-up red flag where you got delayed for 25 minutes, the schedule wouldn't allow for Moto E to be run, so that race is happening at 2:30 in the UK, but that's our build-up time for Formula 1. So the Grand Prix, the Moto E race will be recorded and broadcast later in the week as filler content. Path OP says, no clue what you're talking about, but I'll watch MotoGP, the premier motorcycle championship in the world. And we're watching Fabio Quartararo leading away once again like he did last year at both the Spanish Grand Prix and the following race. I think it was the Andalusia Grand Prix. I think it was Andalusia. It wasn't Jerez or Jerez de la Fontana, so I think it was okay. Quartararo now pulling out a gap of 0.649. Here's Aleix Espargaro running right behind Franco Morbidelli. Third is Morbidelli. Aleix Espargaro fourth. Bagnaia is fifth. Who did you say was going to crash? Oliveira next?
Oliveira.
Oliveira?
Yeah, Oliveira.
Oliveira?
I can't pronounce it properly.
I was just seeing where you were going to go with that one. The race. We've seen exciting racing in MotoGP in the first 3 races across the 2 races at Doha and Portimao. Jerez, for the 4th round of the championship, it's very much an old school circuit. It's very small and tight and twisty. You don't often get some manoeuvres here. So we're going to go through lull periods in the race as well before we get going for the action. That we usually see in the last couple of laps. But certainly Quartararo is beginning to form the train, isn't he? With Mia just having a little go on Nakagami, but backs out of it, coming into the hairpin. He was a bit too far back. It was an optimistic lunge to have a look through. There's the spaceship. If you're watching along with us, the Spaceship Media Centre that hangs above the start-finish line here. Constructed back in the early 2000s, of course. Still operational, but the media are locked in there. Usually the written media press who are joining these races, not usually allowed into the paddock, they are this weekend. And they have got the best seat in the house for a media centre, I can tell you. Almost up there with the one in Shanghai, China for Formula 1. And maybe the Red Bull Ring, which we all cover as well, because MotoGP go there for the Austrian and Styrian Grand Prix. If that's still going to be a factor, because races could still be called off and double headers put in. We've seen them already had to do that with Qatar, as Aleix Spargo goes a little bit too wide at Drysack. That's turn 6, as I keep saying. And Bagnaia just trying to force his way through, but can't at the moment. It's a race, Megan, that I think it's going to be the last sort of 7 laps when tyres begin to degrade. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because everyone's just like insane today. So yeah. I think there'll be a lot of crashes. Isn't going to help the tyres.
It's not. It's the sliding of the rear, putting the black markers down, as you can see. The big black lines that you'd go through as well. We're seeing Bagnaia do that. We're seeing Aleix Spargo do that. The Quartararo is a bit deep coming into the last corner, the Lorenzo. That's where the long lap penalty is as well. If you do get the double long lap penalty for track limits or bumping other riders off the track, you'll have to go through that long lap penalty and just accept that you've got it. Right now, we're riding with Bagnaia down into turn 2, the curve of Michelin, and there's a rider gone very wide. That's Morbidelli. Morbidelli has to almost pick up the bike mid-corner. So Franco Morbidelli running in 3rd on the Petronas Yamaha, dropped a couple of tenths there, went very deep coming into turn 2, and now Bagnaia is starting to get out of the toe of Aleix Spargo. He's starting to find his own rhythm with the bike. He's starting to find out where he can go for a manoeuvre. The long back straightaway towards turn 6, coming out of Sito Pons and down to Drysack is the perfect corner to do so. Little bit late on the brakes. Look already, actually. I don't know if you spotted that, Megan, but look at the rear tyre of Aleix Spargo. Ooh. Now, he is medium front, medium rear, and they're already starting to grain after just 8 laps, plus a formation lap. But that is shocking. Absolutely shocking as well.
That is very, very shocking.
So
it's very stuffy in here.
It is very stuffy. I'm going to turn the fan down. Keep talking.
So it's 18 laps to go, and it's...
Yeah, they're all still...
Marquez is doing okay for a bad shoulder.
Yeah, for a bad shoulder, Marquez is doing all right. He's P11 at the moment.
Not as good as last week.
Yeah, he fell, but he was starting, 3rd last week, got up into nearly leading the race and then dropped back a lot further in the race.
He's putting too much strain on it.
Yeah, and he had that crash as well. I showed you the crash, didn't I, with Marquez? That horrific 120 miles an hour accident in practice 3. And he had another one this morning in the warm-up session as well. He's destroyed the same bike twice this weekend. And so has Pol Espargaro.
That can't be good.
Yeah, so both the Repsols have had 2 accidents, 4 in total. 1 bike each has been completely destroyed. And Marquez is running on his spare bike at the moment. But yeah, another big accident for Marquez in warm-up as well. And it's just worrying as well. How much more can you take on that shoulder before...
Not much.
You could lose it. Yeah,
damaged.
You could lose it as well. That's the problem. As Bagnaia finally dives up the inside, coming out of Sito Pons towards the Drysack corner. Can he get it late on the brakes? Well, Aleix has already run a bit too wide. Nakagami almost had a look up the inside, but that now puts Francesco Bagnaia up to 4th place, already on the lead.
Did you read these info?
Oh, good point. Yeah, Synthel says, hello, what did I miss? Few good moves from Quartararo. He's really just starting to run away from it. We've had Alex Marquez crashing. Brad Binder crashed but has rejoined, according to my monitor. Same goes for Alex Rins. But Alex Marquez so far the only retirement in this race. I don't even know who to support. I like the name Quartararo, and I think he did very well last race. He did. He's won the last two. I'm not sure, but I'll go Quartararo. And Synthel also saying, hello, Megan, did you have a nice birthday on Friday?
I did have a nice birthday, thank you.
I'm going to pop that out, actually, into the in a breakaway so Megan can see it. It's sat down in the commentary box as well. And she's not having to squint the eyes as too much.
Oh, that doesn't help.
Hang on, I'm zooming in.
Yes.
So, yeah, you best mainly, I think, agree with Synthel there to support Fabio Quartararo. Yeah, he's leading the race at the moment. He's got a 1.2 second advantage to Jack Miller. And this is what we're on about. This is the sheer determination and sheer force that we're seeing from Quartararo. He is about to, if he can win today, it's 3 for 3. Oh, Bastianini's crashed. Enea Bastianini has crashed. The rider is okay, according to my monitor, the information from the race control. But Enea Bastianini has crashed out of the race. And I don't know where it is. It's just flashed up on the monitor now. Turn 2, so the curve of Michelin. So that might just be a little bit drop on the floor, and it was.
He's rejoined.
Yeah, there he is now on the track. So yeah, it was just a little bit of a drop on the track there, wasn't it? No harm done at all, really. Let's see how he did it. It's just going to be a drop. We've all done this as well, falling off the bike. Turns in, right-hander. Yeah, just drops it. He stayed on the bike actually pretty well. He did roll into the gravel trap. I saw him to look that way now to see the bike level with the camera, but he's back in the race down in 21st position. At least he's out of Alex Rins, and Rins also made a crash today.
Yeah.
So not too bad out there at the moment. 16 laps to go. Here's Quartararo, 1.5 second advantage now to Jack Miller, who in turn has 1.6 seconds to Franco Morbidelli. You've got a feeling it's brewing up to something, isn't it, at the moment? There's something more coming in this race. You just got to work out what it is.
Yeah, it's just like, I get a feeling something's going to happen around.
Oh, Megan's going to...
Lap 7.
Lap 7 laps to go, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't get much sleep last night.
You didn't. I was doing the IndyCar race, ready for the highlight show.
I know. You put my laptop on charge.
I did. At the moment, it's lap 11 of 25. We're watching Maverick Vinales holding off from the Pramac Ducati of Johan Zarco. Zarco looks to the inside as well, but it very is much follow me leader at this track. There's only really a couple of overtaking spots. Turn 1 is an opportunity. Turn 6 and maybe turn 13. So really, after a 13-corner track, only 3 overtaking opportunities that were realistic on a motorcycle. That's what I find bizarre. It is an old-school track. We've seen some horrible accidents here this weekend as well, as Rossi goes very deep in dry sack at turn 6. Manages to pick it up, though. I think that was slightly deliberate to see how much grip's out there, to see if it's a quicker line, because he turned it quite quickly on a sixpence, didn't he?
Clever.
Yes,
Risky,
he is.
but clever.
Well, a 9-time world champion who's getting on in the age might just do that. I'll be very vocal about what I think about Valentino Rossi, especially after some accidents back at the Qatar and Doha Grand Prix. But right now, we're seeing that he's circulating. Where is Rossi actually at the moment on the monitor? I'm having a look. Rossi's down in 16th place as Marc Marquez is overtaking and has passed his teammate Pol Espargaro, as Miller is 2.282 behind at the moment on Quartararo. Synthel asking, who do you think will win the Formula 1 race? I think it's going to be Verstappen, actually. I don't think...
Yeah.
Hamilton might do, but I've got a feeling about Verstappen.
I've just got hope for... I've got hope for Bottas to not do bad, Russell to get points, and Vettel to not crash.
Yeah, and Ricciardo points. Yeah, Ricciardo will be into the points. Think about a starting grid at a track like Portimao. And Luca Noah's had a track limits warning, so he's got the black and white flag. If he does it again, he'll get a long lap penalty. Bagnaia looking to the inside of Franco Morbidelli, coming into turn 6. The dry sack corner is very close, actually. That's what I love about these cameras. Because they're mounted right inside the front wheel almost of the motorcycles, you get some fantastic shots that you just don't get in Formula 1. It's fantastic running order at the moment. It's 58-degree lean angle as you come round the Curva Aspar corner, coming into Curva Angianito, which is also part of the track name. It's the Circuit de Jerez de Angianito track. Coming out now through the Pure Crew corner. Now the Alex Cavell. Also just on the inside there's the Senna chicane. The curve to Ferrari and the curve to Lorenzo, the last corner. Bagnaia looks to the inside, but too far back. Morbidelli shuts the door quite late. Good line, though, from Bagnaia to have an exit run. Synthel says maybe Ricardo points. As I said, yeah, probably. Maybe Mazepin? Nope. You think Mazepin will have a clean race? No, I do not. And do you see how Mazepin blocked Latifi in Q1 on purpose?
Revenge.
I said in commentary, Mazepin's finally had a clean qualifying, and then I saw what he did to Latifi and I thought, oh, never mind. No, I think Mazepin is about a couple of races short from being banned from Formula 1 completely if he continues what he's doing. And maybe, as Megan said, revenge for the accident back at Emilia-Romagna where Latifi blocked Mazepin and put Latifi in the wall. But so Mazepin this time blocking Latifi again. We're watching the battle for third place between Morbidelli and Bagnaia on the fourth round of the MotoGP World Championship, and out goes Binder! Binder crashed again! That's his second crash. This time it's down at turn 13. And that's the last corner.
He is not having a good day of it.
No, he's really not. And yes, is he out of the race or is he rejoined? He's stationary according to my monitor.
I'll have no idea.
So look, if it's signal at the moment, so it's stuck at the third sector 4. So yeah, I think Binder's out of the race on this one, unfortunately.
He was so close to the end of the race.
I know.
As well. So.
He'll make it one. Oh, there he is. He's done his shoulder by the look of it as well. Gives a thumbs up as well to everybody. Medical giving him some assistance maybe, but I don't know.
Because of his suits, they always stand like Cybermen.
Yeah, the big puffed up suit, the airbag's gone off. Yeah, so the airbag automatically goes off if you leave your motorcycle. It's connected via a lead. And if you detect that it's gone, it will be pulled off and the airbag automatically inflates. It's a good idea.
I've seen it happen. Slip from it.
Oh yeah, I know. It's happened before actually. I'll tell you one thing as well. James Tosland a couple of years ago at Silverstone had the suit put on, and for the BT Sport lot, and it blew, and they had it blown up for him, and it hurt so much. He said because he was standing still, and Gavin Emmett and all that lot who were doing this show were just giggling, laughing like mad when it was happening on television.
Wouldn't it be funny if someone instead of an airbag put a parachute? It's like, oh no, why am I flying?
Trying to think who would that benefit. Maybe Jorge Lorenzo, after his flying accident all those years ago at, I forget the TT Assen, at the Assen track.
Super Lorenzo.
I don't know, well, Valentino Rossi's gone flying a couple of times, so has Marc Marquez. They've all done high sides before we go over the handlebars. We're watching right now. Miller is closing that gap to Quartararo. It's a race of two halves here as well, is what we're seeing. 12 laps to go, and it's 1.1 second the gap. Miller is closing in. He wants to win. It's less than a second as Morbidelli goes wide. Bagnaia on the red Ducati Lenovo. There's Gigi Dell'Ineo as well watching on. Both these riders could get podiums here today. And coincidentally, it's a factory Yamaha and the customer Petronas Yamaha that's standing in their way at the moment on the track. I won't want that. It'd be very annoying. Oh, Morbidelli has a little moment. It goes too wide. Morbidelli almost on the high side and dropped it at the exit turn 13. The bike wiggled on it when he went for the acceleration. It's compromised him, and that allows Bagnaia through into third place. But Bagnaia, trying to overtake, has a little wiggle, gets the apex in. Bagnaia up to third, and that was all compromised by Morbidelli not getting a clean exit. And that is what I mean about the Ducati grunt down the start-finish straight. It just it's like a massive punch to the back of the head. You're just gone. And you don't even know it. You pull the accelerator. Oh my God, away I go. Unbelievable. And now, 0.4 of a second. Miller has saved those tyres and he's switched on. 0.4 of a second now to Fabio Quartararo. This is what I mean. 11 laps to go in this race and the battle is on. Quartararo goes a little bit late, turning into turn 6, but saves it on the second phase of the apex. And Bagnaia's really starting to push. This is brilliant. What a great race. What an absolutely great race. I can't wait to see this one. go to the end, and here he goes, look. Miller is right on the back. They are separated by less than a tenth of a second. They are right close. They're about as close as me and Megan are in the commentary box at the moment. They are so close. Coming out of the last couple of corners in the final sector of the lap. And they're both saving their tyres. Quartararo has been out in front. He's been able to lift up a bit. Miller drifted back a couple of seconds. Now we switched back on. Quartararo, though, 1:37.7. And he's Miller's best at 1:37.9. But I think that's going to change at the moment. I want to see the last lap time, but they don't show that on the timing monitors, which is really annoying as Miller dives up the inside of turn 1 and gets the lead of the race away from Quartararo. Quartararo tries to get the cut back. It doesn't work. Ducati leads here at the Spanish Grand Prix for MotoGP. And now Quartararo is caught in the dirty air. The tyres are going to start grading an awful lot more. Miller saved the tyres until he had to attack, and he's done it. Race on here in Spain. Brilliant move, though. Timed it perfectly, and that's what I was on about, Megan, with the grunt. Oh, he's gone too deep. He's gone too deep through turn 4. And that's going to cost him. Coming out of the Cito Pons corner, which is turn 5. Lost it at 4. Very wide at 5. Picks it back up into the braking zone at 6. Clean air now for Miller. And it's almost like you've got to relearn how to ride the motorcycle. It's fantastic running. 3/10 already the gap. Okay, Megan, prediction time. Who's going to win? Miller or Quartararo? Because it's going between these two, isn't it? I can't see.
It's either one of them, though I do know that both the ones I picked are in the top 3.
Miller and Bagnaia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good spot. Wait, Rossi's down in 16th place, by the way, so not great there. As it was announced during the week that the VR46 squad that runs in Moto3 and Moto2 will be making their way up to MotoGP next season with Saudi Arabian backing. Very controversial already in the paddock, but we don't know exactly which motorcycle he's going to be running with. Rumours it's either going to be an Aprilia or a Ducati out there. Top rumour would be Ducati, but Rossi and a Ducati, yes, it was fairy tale, but when he went back there, he couldn't ride the thing. That's why he went back to Yamaha. But I don't think he'd actually be riding his own factory team. That would be a bit on the nose, wouldn't it? Yeah. He would literally be paying for his own ride then. I think Rossi will stick for another year with Petronas and then either leave and become team principal of his own team. Now, this is a replay on lap 14 at turn 6. This is Quartararo. This is what I picked up on. He went too deep, didn't he, at the dry sack corner as on lap 14. He just turned in. Look, he had a little look back, didn't he, to see? That's why he went wide. A little look behind his shoulder to see where Miller was. And then this was the replay a couple of laps ago. Miller up the inside at turn 1. Quartararo can see exactly, and he's now focused completely on looking at that rear tyre, and just seeing what the degradation's like. And that's why he's backed off a little. However, you're right in saying, look, there goes Miller. There's Quartararo. There's Bagnaia. They're starting to close up at the moment. 9 to go.
Do you know what keeps coming into my head?
What?
That I should try coffee again. I know
Coffee?
it's unrelated, but I haven't had coffee in over a year and a half.
Talk about unrelated.
Yeah.
That's massively unrelated.
I know. It just kept coming into my mind, just like, you should try coffee again. I was like,
I'll try coffee.
I would only have like half a glass though, because I like tea.
Marc Marquez running at the moment in P10. Of course, you get points down to 15th in this championship. So it's looking okay so far. Marquez, I think he won't come into his own until we get to a racetrack he can actually like and work at. A flowing track.
Yeah, like
it's mainly him, yeah.
A track where he has won a lot.
Oh, race leader changed again. Is this Bagnaia going through on the inside? Yes, Bagnaia gets ahead down at turn 3. That's an unusual overtaking spot as well on the inside.
Top 2.
And yeah, top 2, Miller, Bagnaia. Ducati 1-2 in Spain. Yamaha 3-4. But it's Petronas in 4th. And now Quartararo starting to slip back on those mediums.
Both people I said.
Yeah, 1-2. Finally, Megan, it seems like you've got one of them right coming in a MotoGP race.
Yes.
I mean, you've picked a couple of before then. You've picked a couple who haven't won, but you think you've got this one.
Picked a couple that have crashed.
You've picked this one spot on. Miller first, Bagnaia second. Won't ask you to choose between the two who's going to win, though. But Morbidelli is right on the back of his former teammate Fabio Quartararo, and that is big insult now to Quartararo as Morbidelli sends it up the inside down in turn 10 and forces Quartararo wide. Morbidelli onto the podium. Quartararo now easy prey for the Aprilia of Aleix Espargaro.
Do you know what's weird? I was actually also going to pick
Morbidelli,
Morbidelli,
yeah.
though I decided against it.
Well, they're now top three. Miller, Bagnaia and Morbidelli. Vinales is down in 8th place. He's championship challenged like we've seen so many times before in the past. It starts off really, really well and ends about race 4 in the gutter. And it's happened again. Miller 8th, and now Quartararo's starting to fall back. This is going to be brilliant news for the championship, especially for Jack Miller, as he's going to go up as Aleix tries to look to the inside. Quartararo leads this championship by 15 points to Bagnaia. But with victory for Jack Miller, he's going to come down from 12th in the championship and rocket up into the midfield as well. But Bagnaia might just take the championship as Nakagami goes round the outside of Aleix Espargaro. Aleix Espargaro going to hold him round the outside. How did they not touch? Coming round turn 5 at Cito Pons. They were so close. They were like chain linked together. Now they're all going to slipstream Quartararo. Wisely, Aleix Espargaro backs out of it. Nakagami sends it up the inside. Quartararo's all out of shape. Nakagami's gone too wide. Quartararo gets the cut back on the inside. Johan Mir now gets involved in this fight. Mir goes up ahead of Aleix Espargaro, so the 2020 champion now going against the guy who's leading the championship. Quartararo shuts the door. Miller has to take a high line and gets round the outside and does it in a fantastic move. So Quartararo now drops down the order into about 7th position. And Aleix Espargaro got sort of held up in all of that. Nakagami breezed through, and now Aleix goes to the inside on the Aprilia, down at the Alex Serval corner. Bye-bye Quartararo, 1st to 7th in the space of a lap and a half. Wow!
That's bad.
Look at that! The two Yamahas! Wow!
What's up with him?
Vinales is 3rd in the championship on 41 points. Quartararo is leading on 61. This is going to be crucial for the championship fight too. Quartararo has been passed by Vinales. And now the two Yamahas are thinking, well, what are we doing here? Look at this. Here comes Marquez. Marquez was challenging Quartararo for the win last year at Jerez when he went down at that corner at turn 4. Now he's racing him again. Quartararo is dropping back. There must be an issue. It can't just be the tyres. There must be an issue with that bike because through goes Zarco. Now Marquez is going to try and go through as well. Marquez out of turn 5 at Cito Pons down towards the dry sack corner.
Pass him.
Pulls to the outside and goes through easily. Quartararo must have a problem. This cannot be tyres that have dropped this far back.
No, because also I think he's a bit out of the game because I know that Quartararo wouldn't just sit there and it just
let that happen. Yeah. There's something wrong with that bike, isn't there?
Yeah, or is he injured?
No sign of. I don't know how he would have got injured on the bike. Maybe he's maybe a little bit fatigued, but he never gets fatigued. He won here last year. That's really bizarre. That the
There has
tyres.
to be something with the bike.
Yeah, the tyres have dropped off, and now it is all on. Because he's dropped down into 10th position. But now, Jack Miller on the Ducati, on course to win from Bagnaia and Morbidelli. And for Jack Attack Miller on the 43, his only race came at the TT Assen race in the Netherlands back in 2016. He won against Marc Marquez that day in a crazy wet race that saw the first red flag in 4 years in the championship. He hasn't won a race since then at the Netherlands in 2016. I was commentating on that race that day. I was watching and I was amazed. And I cannot believe how long ago that was. I've been commentating on MotoGP now for 10 seasons. It does not feel like it at all. It feels a lot shorter. But this is unbelievable from Jack Miller. He is going to take it. Look at that. Quartararo will lead the championship by 1 point to Francesco Bagnaia going into the next race at Le Mans. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Le Mans is next. The French Grand Prix at the Bugatti circuit at Le Mans, which will be fun.
It shall be fun.
Coming in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's 2 weeks' time, actually, the next race. This is all now just bubbling up nicely for Jack Miller to take a victory. We'll be on here soon as well, within the hour, for Formula One's build-up coverage. Megan. Oh, championship leader the same. Quartararo has dropped behind Paul Espargaro. That's why. So Quartararo now 11th. If he drops out...
They're both on 66 points. Bagnaia and Quartararo.
Yeah, because Quartararo's dropped out. But if he drops out of the points, out of 15th place, if he drops to 16th, or even another position below, Bagnaia is going to have the title. But look at this. With 4 to go... Morbidelli has found some pace. He's now having a go at Bagnaia as well. And it's all chaos. Absolute beautiful chaos, I think, is the perfect word to describe this MotoGP race. Beautiful chaos. Miller leads by 1.793 seconds. He's perfectly controlling those tyres. He's controlling the pace at the moment. This is a replay of Jack Miller in a super slow-mo. Lean angle, 53 degrees at 158 kilometers an hour. That's 98 miles an hour. And he's leaning a motorcycle and flying through the track. Beautiful slow-mo images here as there you can see some tyre debris being flown off.
Bagnaia's found a lot of pace now.
Yeah, he's got 0.6 of a second to Morbidelli. Oh, he has left him big time, hasn't he? Left him big time in the gap. Morbidelli is down 0.6. You're right. Good spot, Megs. Morbidelli might have just... will he accept third, a podium? Or does
I think he would accept third.
He's never won, though, Morbidelli. Neither's Bagnaia.
Has he been on a podium?
Yes, plenty of times. But he's never won.
He
Miller...
should be happy.
It's an unusual podium, this lot, isn't it? Miller, Bagnaia, Morbidelli. They got rid, of course, last year. They got rid of Antonio Dovizioso and they got rid of Andrea Dovizioso. I'm going to try that again. Ducati got rid of Andrea Dovizioso and Danilo Petrucci. That's why I'm getting confused. Yeah, they put in Jack Miller, who was on the Pramac team for so long. They've put him onto the big team to give him a shot. Same goes for Francesco Bagnaia.
But I miss Dobby.
Yeah, but Dobby's coming back on the Aprilia, hopefully at the French Grand Prix. So it's not over yet. For Andrea Dovizioso. If not this year, then next. He'll be back. But right now, it is a proper title fight, and Jack Miller's about to become part of that. So is Francesco Bagnaia. Quartararo is going to lead the championship by a... Well, he's not, is he? By a race win. He's going to have it by a race win. Yeah. 2 of them. And that chain... Okay, so look at that. Oh, it's not the rear tyre that's gone. It's the front tyre that's gone.
That is really bad.
Massive marbles collecting and blistering on the front tyre there. Fabio Quartararo. So the rear tyre's okay. It's the front tyre that's taken the brunt of it. And I was surprised that Mia Vinales haven't fallen off. And Bastianini's into the pit lane and out of the race. So Bastianini's retired. He came down pit road to retire. He was on soft fronts, but no, Vinales on soft fronts have been having a great race.
Bagnaia leads.
Yeah, and now Oliveira has passed Quartararo, so the new championship leader is Peppo Bagnaia, Francesco Bagnaia, his full name. Everyone calls him Peppo. Wow, 1 point difference. And now he's going to fall behind Bradl as well. That's going to be a bit embarrassing as well.
Bagnaia may not win the race. The race?
He might not win the race, yeah.
He does have the lead of the championship.
And Bradl passes Quartararo, and that confirms the championship lead for Bagnaia. If Bagnaia stays in second place, or even if he drops down to third, actually thinking about it, he should still have it. 2 to go here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Jack Miller about to win his first race in 5 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 5 years. Oh, that's going to be special. Very special indeed. It's going to mean a lot to him as well. Best mate, Carl Crutchlow, not here. Left the championship, doing a couple of wild card races at some point this year with Yamaha. On the factory Yamaha, that is. But for Jack Miller, this is going to be ever so sweet. And for Ducati, it's going to be Christmas, birthday, wedding anniversary, christening, every big occasion in one day, because they are going to get a 1-2.
What's that
on the board? What's what?
Is that a towel?
Yeah, it's the grip purse, in case you need to change some of the back things and to keep the engine, the thermostats cool. Yeah,
I've seen it on a couple of cars, and I was just like, "What is that?"
Bikes. Or cars? I don't know where you're going with that one.
Cars.
Cars, okay.
No, bikes.
Bikes. Two
See
to
what
go.
I mean?
Yeah.
My head's messed up.
2 to go here at the race. Bagnaya's heart rate, Megan, is at 176 beats per minute. Is that good or like, oh my God?
It's not good.
And Gil is saying, come on, Miguel Oliveira. Oliveira at the moment is P11, chasing down Paul Espargaro. Sorry, Megan.
If he doesn't have any blood, like, clots or, like, high cholesterol, then it's okay and not risky.
It's fine for them.
Yeah, because then the blood can actually get through.
Fantastic. Well, these riders, even I do it. These riders, some of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. Last lap we are on now of this Spanish Grand Prix. This is going to be very special. There's Luigi De Laurino, or Gigi De Laurino, as we call him.
That's similar chair to you.
Yeah. He is the team principal at Ducati. The Italians may not have anything to shout about in Formula One with Ferrari, but Ducati, a state-owned, of course, the people own Ducati. They are going to celebrate this. Coming into the last couple of sectors now, Jack Miller has not won a race since the rain-affected TT Assen back in 2016. In only his 4th race for the factory Ducati, he and Francesco Bagnaia are going to take a 1-2 in this race. I cannot believe what I am watching. Everybody called Jack Miller the one-hit wonder. After he won at the Netherlands, he never could repeat it. Today, he has proven everybody wrong. He has become the master of Jerez. He's shaking his head. He can't believe it. He takes the checkered flag. And Jack Miller, for the first time in 5 years, wins the MotoGP race. It's a 1-2 for Ducati. They are jumping up and down. Bagnaia is second. Morbidelli takes third. Nakagami fourth. Great for LCR Honda. From Mia fifth. Aleix Espargaro sixth. Vinales is seventh. Zarco eighth. And Marc Marquez finishes in ninth place. Fantastic race for him. Paul Espargaro 10th. Oliveira is 11th. Bradle 12th. Quartararo started on pole. He finished in 13th place. Petrucci 14th. Followed by Lucanoa, Marini, Rossi, Rabat, Salvadori and Rins. Out of the race, Bastianini, Binder and Alex Marquez. Ducati are beside themselves. Jack Miller wins the Spanish Grand Prix in an absolutely domination style. Brilliant race, Megan.
And I just saw Miller getting congratulated by, I couldn't exactly see the number, though it was a red car. So
probably Bagnaia.
Yeah, I think it was Bagnaia.
Who Bagnaia himself has reasons to celebrate just as if it was a win for him. He now leads the riders' standings by 2 points to Fabio Quartararo. Bagnaia 66, Quartararo 64, Vinales on 50, Mia 49. A 17-point gap separates the top 4, and there's 25 on offer for a win. The fight for the title is on, and Ducati have brought their A game.
They certainly have reason to be happy this weekend.
Who wouldn't? Who honestly wouldn't? That is a fantastic, fantastic race.
Oh, a 1-2 and a title lead.
That was Jack Miller putting the brakes on down at turn 6 and almost making massive contact by flipping over the handlebars. Well, first victory since the 2016 Dutch Grand Prix. The Netherlands race at the TT Assen. It's really the TT Assen. That's what we all call it. I don't know why they call it the Dutch Grand Prix. It's the TT Assen. And right now, they're going to wander back in, have the interviews, and then have the podium ceremony as well. We're going to go off here shortly as well because of the build-up for the Formula One. That still has to be saved, put on, live coverage to get ready. Ian Birch to get into the commentary box and set up as well. Megan to have a microphone given to her, or if she's watching the race. Are you watching the Formula One race? Are you going to sit downstairs?
I don't know, I do have a bit of work to do.
Why don't you sit downstairs and do it?
Yeah, if I also want to watch a movie.
Oh, well, there you go.
I might keep it on downstairs, and I'll
Well, it's gonna
pop
be on.
down every once in a while.
Nice.
Check how everything's going.
You can also send us text messages and voice notes, of course. We'll play
So-
them out.
Text me when there's a crash.
Marc Marquez, look at that. Big celebrations and congratulations there as well. And well-deserved. 2 big accidents this weekend. 2 repaired bikes. And he's finished 9th. There's your alarm, Megan, to tell you that the race is over.
Do you know, it might have been like, I think it was it's either Bagnaia or Marquez who congratulated Miller.
Could have been Marquez, to be fair.
Because I remember it being a really light kind of red.
It would be, that'll be orange then, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Even the KTMs are celebrating with him as well and giving a big congratulations. This is going to mean so much to the Aussie who's out there. Oh, he's doing a burnout in front of them. Burnout in the pit lane. How angry is Fabio Quartararo going to be with that?
He's very tense.
Yeah, getting off that bike as well. Oh, he does look tense, doesn't he? He's to keep the helmet on. And it's all celebrations down at Parc Ferme. Big pat on the bum for Francesco Bagnaia. There's Jack Miller now, who's celebrating. He wants to celebrate with everybody at the moment, doesn't he? Oh, he jumps over both of the barriers that are there for the media people, and he's going to go jump over a 3rd barrier. Big hug for Gigi D'Antonio at the moment. Big hug for all the mechanics down there. This is a big deal for Ducati. First win of the year. It's a 1-2. First win in 5 years for Jack Miller. They had to go for a younger team. They had to go for, realistically, you have to say unexperienced as well. But there's Bagnaia getting in. Gigi gets involved as well. Italy are rejoices. Australia are rejoiced. Spain is rejoiced. Every country, I think, is going to be happy with that. Jack Miller dominating. His fastest lap was a 1:37.908. I think he was the quickest rider on the track. No, Quartararo, 1:37.770, had it as well.
He got the pace back at the end of the race.
Yeah, last lap, best pace. And this is why they're coming across the line. Quartararo looking back and angry. There's the chain he wears around his neck as well with the cross. But he was angry. He was angry. Cut you off there. Look, he's. You can see the eyes almost like, oh, he really can't believe it. We're seeing a replay around Quartararo. He's almost crying.
Either that or he got a bug in his eye.
Does that look pain, actually?
It does look pain.
Yeah, not
He's
just
clutching himself.
Yeah, he's clutching his left
was
arm.
he injured?
Yeah. He's clutching his left arm. He's sort of holding his stomach down, and he wasn't really crying. It was more like,
Did he have food poisoning?
no, I don't know. He didn't. He was all like going, ugh, I'm really in pain here. That looked more pain. Yeah, maybe it was pain. Yeah. That's going to be something to look at then going forward.
You never know when maybe it's his appendix.
Possible.
It was his side for his appendix. Maybe he's just like, maybe he woke up bad and like he's aggravated something. Slept wrong.
Let's just have a look then. Well, I hope Fabio's all right because he led the race and then just dropped off midway. I wonder if he...
Did he get hit by debris?
Yeah, I wonder if he maybe caught his ankle or something, or his leg, or just something. He's damaged something while riding on that track, and that's why he dropped back. Beth says, over in F1 land, the wind continues to play havoc with the drivers here. Bottas almost choked on Giovinazzi's man bun only moments ago.
Oh, where is that? Where?
That'd be Portimao. That'd be Portimao, wouldn't it? In the front.
No, I want to see that.
That'll be in there as well. Yeah. Formula One is coming up. Our transmission starting at past the next hour.
Who's that? Sad.
So join us there as well for that lot. Ian Burge will join me in the commentary box for Formula One.
Who's that? Because they're crying.
That's Tikiki Nakagami crying.
You came in fourth. Why are you crying?
Yeah, well, maybe he's like just missed out on the podium by... Fair enough, Megan. 0.6 per second. You're missing out on the podium.
Oh, you came close. That's good enough.
Johan Zarco looking on as well. Where did Zarco come in that race? P5 overall. No, that's in the championship. Zarco came 8th in the race today. Not a bad result.
They all seem just so disappointed in themselves, apart from Ducati.
Ducati are delighted. Everybody else is like, oh, we had a really bad day today. I mean,
yeah, everyone. Ducati. It's like...
Have you seen Morbidelli? I haven't
like
seen
that.
Have you seen Morbidelli? I haven't seen Morbidelli. Oh, well, yes, I have seen Morbidelli. He looks
This
okay.
is Ducati.
Oh, here's now.
La, 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 la,
Yeah.
la. Everyone else... I failed in life.
Ducati have got This Is My Island in the sun. Everybody
Yeah.
else has got I'm on the highway to hell. It's really bizarre. Morbidelli at least is smiling. Great result for the Petronas Yamaha. Their first podium of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right in saying that. 8th in the championship, 33 points now. Big points haul today, which is great news. Can't wait then. There's all the... That's Moto 3 done, Moto 2 done, MotoGP is now done. Moto E is coming out later, but we're having to broadcast that at some point in the week in an individual slot. But now our attention will begin to focus on the main action of the afternoon, the Formula 1 Portuguese Grand Prix will be coming up shortly. Morbidelli's actually happy. I think the top three are all happy. And this is how he got past Quartararo. Look, on the inside, coming into turn 10. And, maybe that's where he...
His left side. That's where it came.
We were on the onboard angle, didn't we? And Quartararo got... Sorry, he didn't know Morbidelli was there, slipped on the inside, and I think his leg got caught on the bike.
I think his leg and shoulder were hit.
Yeah. Beth says, why do I want pasta when I read the last names of the riders lineup? What? Miller, Bagnaia, Morbidelli, Nakagami.
I know, right? I thought that was just me.
Espargaro. Yeah. Zarco, Marquez, Oliveira, Brado, Quartararo, especially Petrucci. Yeah,
You just started to want Italian food.
Petrucci rhymes a lot with Fuseli as well, which is what I've been finding a lot. Here's Jack Miller. That's not Jack Miller, that's Francesco Bagnaia. Come on, graphical department, get your act together. This is,
It's like his first.
Yeah, but this is watching at the moment on here with Francesco Bagnaia, who leads the championship, I might add. He leads the Riders' Championship in this race. And leads it by 2 points to Quartararo?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I knew I could rely on one of us to get it right.
He's got 66, while Quartararo only has 64. Why do I follow this championship more than Formula 1?
Well, you've done 4 races now of MotoGP and only one, technically 1.5 of Formula 1s. Race 3 is today. Well, don't worry, you'll be back with us next weekend. You're back with us next weekend, though, for Formula 1 Spanish Grand Prix in the box, so you'll be fine with that at Barcelona. Only because I don't think Ian Birch will be with us in the box for that one. I think he's got some sort of doctor's appointment. I can't remember.
Do you know what I love? The fact that I said, do you know what? I can't do many races this year. Me. I'm now doing 2 sports.
Yeah. Well, next weekend as well, the British Touring Car Championship starts. Megan's now looking, saying that the last time she walked into the box with a British Touring Car race on, she couldn't stop watching the race. 20-minute races.
And it's the only one I haven't done this year.
Yeah. Some will be live. Some will be delayed for British Touring Cars this year. I'm amazed. We've got 4 rounds done of MotoGP all live as well. That's what I'm impressed about. I'm surprised we haven't had to delay any yet. Jack Miller is shaking and crying at the moment. I don't think he can believe he's won. I really don't. Yeah. You better hurry up, though. We're 8 minutes until we go off air, and we've still got to do the podium. And I've got to finish the pre-race show for Formula 1.
Red Bull.
With the Red Bull getting splashed out, and Jack Miller crying, emotional, and rightly so as well. He always looks American with that mustache as well, like
he's Texan.
Texan cowboy. Yeah. He's Australian.
I'm half expecting him to just come on a horse and just with a hat on.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Jack Miller. Well, he's ridden a different prancing horse today, the Ducati. He was held that together so well as well. He's now 6th in the championship on 39 points, but wins today's race. And talking about wins, let's talk about Alex Rins, who fell off in the board. He was 20th overall in that race after dropping out quite unceremonially down at turn 6 at Drysack. Just sort of slipped off on the inside line.
He was very comical.
Yeah, it was comical as well. And it was a couple of them also tried to do that today as well on the board. I feel nice to just sit down for a while in the box after standing for an hour or so before we get to the podium.
Do you know what I can't stop thinking?
What?
That Miller could be an actor.
He's done a couple of things, I think, before. Not serious acting roles, but like
Yeah.
he's done dramatizations of things as well and things like that, yeah.
I don't know why, I just get this feeling that if he wanted to, he could retire and just become an actor.
He's got that mentality, hasn't he, about him? He's
Yeah.
got that seriousness and the jokiness about him. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So, back up then to the BT Tower, that PT Sport Go, where we're watching in the UK as well. We have to wait for the podium, so we'll go through the race results and tell you the big winners and the big losers. The big winners, obviously, Jack Miller taking the race victory, his first win since the Netherlands 5 years ago. Francesco Bagnaia, big win. He now takes the lead of the championship by 2 points. Franco Morbidelli is third, Takiki Nakagami fourth, Johan Mir fifth, Aleix Espargaro is sixth, Maverick Vinales seventh, Johan Zarco eighth, Marc Marquez ninth, and Paul Espargaro, that is, taking P10 on the board. Dropping down, Miguel Oliveira is 11th, Stefan Bradl 12th, Fabio Quartararo is 13th. In the end, bad day for him, Megan, as well. We don't know what's wrong yet. We'll find out and bring it to you in the F1. Daniel Petrucci 14th, Aiki Lucanoa 15th, Luca Marini 16th, Valentino Rossi is 17th, Tito Rabat 18th, Lorenzo Salvadori 19th, Alex Rins in 20th. Out of the race, we saw Brad Binder, Enea Bastianini came into the pit lane to retire on lap 11. And Alex Marquez not even making it officially one lap in this race, crashing out on the opener down at turn 8. 4 minutes to go until we go off air, and the podium ceremony is about to happen as well. And when we go off, we'll start the countdown for the Formula 1 pre-show. Not sure, it'll be on some point between past and quarter to the hour as well, because...
That's going to be a screenshot now
Yeah.
on his phone.
Yeah, Jack Miller just riding the front brake. A unicycle at the moment. A front wheelie, I think that's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment. But yeah, our build-up coverage of Formula 1 will include all highlights of practice reports, qualifying reports, and the race preview as well. Ian Birch will join me in the commentary box. Onto the podium there. Jack Miller putting on his mask as well, which is required. COVID pending, of course. Beautiful running order here as well. And the Gran Premio Red Bull di España has really worked. Now we're seeing the 2 Prosecco bottles alongside the podium. They are now blow-up bottles. But all those years ago, about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, actually thinking about it, they were real giant bottles of Prosecco that were opened at the end of the season. They were opened at the end of the Grand Prix weekend. But do you know what the problem was?
Cost too much?
No, we had one in one race. I think it was the French Grand Prix at Le Mans. The sun was on him, and the cork burst out. The podium was just littered with Prosecco all over.
Well, that was funny.
Yeah, and it was.
Is there a video of that?
I think there was somewhere. Yeah.
I need to see that.
So yeah, onto the podium then. Franco Morbidelli third, second for Francesco Bagnaia. Jack Miller takes the top spot. Some big celebrations. I would love to go and party right now with Ducati. It's going to be a big, big party atmosphere. But a miss. We have to commentate on the Formula 1 race. The cup, the literal trophy cup, presented to the constructors here for Ducati.
I should pour some Prosecco in it.
I think you can actually use it as an actual cup. I've seen riders do that before, but I'm not sure if you're allowed with the COVID. It's an actual cup just sort of glued in. It's a very unusual trophy here at Jerez.
I would love it.
Third place now goes to Franco Morbidelli for the Petronas Yamaha. Sanchez Diaz presents the trophy, the Lord Mayor. She's a lot better than the mayor that was on the podium in F1 97, who talked all the way through the national anthems as well. Jorge Vegas, the FIM president, presents the trophy to Francesco Bagnaia. He leads the championship. He's now going to be thinking, I've got a shot here of beating the entire field for the title. But the biggest smile, the biggest applause will go to Jack Miller. Juan Marin, the vice president of the Andalusian government, presents the trophy. Jack Miller wins, and we are going to hear the Australian national anthem, hopefully ASAP, if we can hear it. Obviously, we have to talk over as to avoid the copyright.
Yeah, though Ducati must be beside themselves with glee at the fact that they not only got a 1-2 in this race, though they also are leading the championship. I mean,
Both
any
of
team
them.
would actually just be like completely just
beside
themselves and speechless with the fact that they're winning.
I cannot believe the race we have seen today. Jack Miller is beside himself. We better stand up actually to sign off on the air as well. But Jack Miller beside himself on the podium right now. You can see the tears, you can see the emotion. He's singing along with the national anthem. Big round of applause out there as well. The champagne or the Prosecco flies. Jack Miller wins for the first time in 5 years. Ducati have a 1-2. Rider of the race, please, Megan.
Rider of the race, I am going to have to say...
Are you really taking this long? Procrastination as ever, Megan.
Miller,
well done. Right, that's it. We'll be back 2 weeks' time for MotoGP with the race at Le Mans for the French Grand Prix. But join us in about half an hour's time for coverage of Formula 1 as we get going for that one. Thanks for your company. Jack Miller, Bagnaia and Ducati. What a race. Bye from Jerez.